I mean, this is an act of deception at a grand scale. People are stunned here. Everybody expected Mubarak and his regime, they lost all credibility, all legitimacy to step aside. People were expecting that we will then move into a transitional period where you will have, a government of national unity, a government to carry on for a year to prepare for fair and free election. I mean, there is no way the Egyptian people right now are ready to accept either Mubarak or his vice president. They are both lost every legitimacy, every credibility. The Egyptians made their vote by their feet in the streets. I mean, there are tens of millions. They are so angry, and my fear right now, Wolf, that they will turn violent. To put it simply, the man is gambling with the destiny of his country just for the sake of his staying in power. It's a most humiliating situation to be a president with no power, but yet he still wants to continue as president. So it's a stunning situation.
Because based on what we heard from the Ambassador Shukri, the Egyptian ambassador to the United States, it sounds like that Hosni Mubarak is basically only a figurehead president right now, having transferred authority to his vice president, Omar Suleiman. But what I hear you saying is that there's really no difference between Suleiman and Mubarak.
Absolutely. I mean, Suleiman is considered to be an extension of Mubarak. They are twins. Neither of them is acceptable to the people. Even Suleiman is less acceptable to the Egyptian people. They haven't been, as you heard him a couple of days ago, Wolf, saying that the Egyptian people do not have the culture for democracy. This is the guy who's supposed to introduce Egypt to democracy. The whole process has to go. I mean, we are now in a situation when the constitution has to be abolished. The rigged assembly has to be abolished. Have a provisional constitution, a presidential council, and government to caretaker government, and just move on. But not the outgoing regime who is going to introduce Egypt to the future. It should be the representative of the incoming regime, which is the people who made that revolution. So it's a very awkward. It makes every Egyptian absolutely angry, Wolf. But more important, people are, as you can see on the screen, people are very angry and mad actually, and I fear that they will turn violent if the army doesn't come to the rescue of the people right now. And I called on the army, to come to save the country from going down the drain.
Because I saw your tweet on Twitter, Mr. Ambassador. You wrote, "Egypt will explode. Army must save the country now." Do you believe the army is with Mubarak and Suleiman, or with you and the protesters?
It's a very good question. Wolf, until the last few years, it is obvious that there was a rift, if you like, between Mubarak and associates and the army. The army keeps saying that they will issue another declaration tonight. We're still hoping to hear what they are going to say. It would be the most lethal if the people feel that the army is not on their side, because traditionally people always thought that the army is the protector of the people of last resort, and if they feel that the army is not taking their side, that's why I would then the people will go berserk, Wolf. That if they lose the protection which they think the army has to provide them in such an emergency situation.